Wow, what a movie this was. It has to be the greatest movie I've seen in a long time. I mean, this movie you have like the lead is a brunette, fair white skin, kind of bangs, dark brown hair, lovely face, very very, easy on the eyes face. Um this movie.
Of benign pharmacology, sensory therapy, and energy sculpting, we can guide you to a new, better, happier you. Hello, Lana. How you feeling? Or what you are? Let the new age of enlightenment begin.
Oh, wow. This movie. Now, I don't know what I was doing, but I was looking through the Reddits and forums and Discord, looking around to see what people were saying about different kinds of movies. Now, I want to make a few bullet points. So, if I got you this far, people were talking about Madam Web being terrible. I didn't go see Madam Web. And the final straw was SJ, as I call her, SJW Clarkson. SJ Clarkson directed that movie, directed Madam Web. And she was supposed to direct another movie. Do you remember Star Trek 4? Do you remember the downvotes I got on that video about my Star Trek rant about Star Trek 4 5 years ago? I have a long memory, you motherfuckers. You downvoted my video. Oh, how dare I talk bad about S.J. Clarkson. Well, what happened? Not even the left, not even the lefties can defend Madam Web, okay? They can't defend that movie now. It's a mess. It's like Meghan Markle. Okay, who could defend Meghan Markle? She made a mess of herself, right? Nobody would defend her. Nobody. So and yeah, so I didn't go see that movie. Okay, and I've been seeing the plot to the Masters of the Universe movie, a new story plot, which sounds stupid. I can understand why. The story reason being that Prince Adam is on Earth to get away from Skeletor or Hordak or the Snake Men or whoever, right? If he's the heir to the power sword, he shouldn't be on Eternia. But it's just another going to Earth, save money on the budget movie. Which is, if they do this with Barbie, Barbie was one thing, but they cannot do this with Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe has to be in the complete fictional Eternia and or Etheria or outer space. You can't do that. You can't do that again. I mean, it's just you cannot duplicate that shit. Anyway, through my looking through dark heavy metal or black metal or death metal themes, I just wanted to see something else. The superhero movies have run around in circles. Sony's got to renew the copyright to own the Spider-Man license, and they're fucked. They have to do something. They don't know what they're going to do. So because of this, superhero movies are a fatigue. Star Wars movies are a fatigue. What's left? There are alternatives. You could watch Twitch streamers like Vinesauce or Pokimane. I think Pokimane's leaving Twitch though. You can watch YouTube. You can watch your favorite actor in a favorite movie. Some sort of action hero like Daniel Craig or uh, some kind of actor who's like a big mainstay actor. Okay, Tom Hanks. Just watch Tom Hanks movies, even though that guy's a clown. Um, what I decided to do was to watch a movie that was not like the other movies. Now, let me say this: if you're watching this on YouTube, you already know where to find this movie for free. I implore you to not. I implore you to donate. I mean, they may take that movie down because it's up there free to watch, right? But I implore you to give the director some money. The director is Panos Cosmatos, and it made about, let's see, the budget, the box office was 56,491 US dollars. So they didn't make a lot of money. Big loss, right? A huge loss. I mean, what do you think? Like less than 10% of what they used here for the budget. $1.1 million and $56,000. Almost 56,000, almost $500 of making that money. They lost a lot of money on this movie. So you got cinematography, Norm Lee. So let's take a look at who is in this. Now you got Michael Rogers, who is Barry Nile. That would be the psychologist. Eva Bourne is the Elena with the girl with the powers. She has mental powers. It's like The Shining. She has like the Shining powers, right? Marilyn Norrie is the nurse, who's a cunt face. Scott Hylands is the old man who took young Elena as a baby, took her from her mother, and try to harness her powers. It's about this girl with supernatural powers or like super abilities, like a metahuman, and they lock her up in an asylum. That's the short end of that. That's like the short version. Here you have Margot. Margot is the nurse. Oh, actually, no. Marilyn Norrie, Rosemary, is the mother of the psychologist that you see here. So this is supposed to be the mother, and she kills the mother. So there's some spoilers here. You got other people who are playing like, I think one person plays the tall guy in the astronaut suit or the hazmat suit. You got two drunks, two like hillbilly looking guys who are taking a road trip. They show up at the end. Let me say this. You're looking at this picture and you think of a 1970s movie or early 1980s movie. That's exactly what Cosmatos was trying to do. He was trying to give the look and the feel of a 1970s movie. 1980, like, obviously you could see, when you watch this movie, and I implore you, please, I paid for this movie. I could have watched it for free, but I paid for it because I thought that the trailer looked really good. It is what you think it is. It is a psychedelic, take some reefer, take some of Joey Diaz's stars, go to outer space, but you're looking at this movie trying to figure out the meaning of life, have a profound take some mushrooms, right? And you're trying to figure out what life's all about. And meanwhile, it takes on the inspiration of 2001 Space Odyssey. And it just feels like Halloween, 1978 Halloween and Space Odyssey. And it has that look. And all the time, for most of the time, except for like the very, I would say the very end of this. The very end of the last couple of scenes kind of look a little weird. But Beyond the Black Rainbow, sorry, my imagery is all over the damn place. Beyond the Black Rainbow, really, it's a psychedelic trip, but the plot is very simple to figure out. Okay, this girl wants to escape the asylum. We don't know if her mother's still alive. The psychologist has his mother. He kills his mother. He goes insane, shaves his head, takes away his prosthetics or his enhancements. This is all about it's almost like, okay, so you combine 2001 Space Odyssey with THX 1138, in which you're inside a structure. Instead of a superstructure in the 25th century, you're in a insane asylum or an institute, a special institute with science and all that in the 1980s, or like, yeah, it's the Reagan era. So it's like maybe 1980, 1981, 1982. And yet it has that 1982 look and feel. That's what they were going for here. And so, you're seeing a lot of imagery. Never do you see two people, you don't see a composite shot. You'll see a lot of adversarial shots. So, for example, in Star Wars Attack of the Clones, when Anakin and Padme talk by the fireplace, They digitally put them together because they were too far away when sitting, but you'll always see over the shoulder of one character, but you're seeing mostly the other character. Almost all the time, you're seeing one person at a time in the frame. You'll see extreme close ups. Extreme close ups are a theme. Color filters, special effects, some computer effects, uh, super enlarged microscopic textures of the floors and the walls and the vibrations of a person and the sort of exaggerated emotions of what someone feels mentally in that superstructure. You will see you'll see all kinds of shit. The colors, the rainbow. I think one time Panos Cosmatos once said that the black rainbow represents the most that we want to be, but it hurts too much and it would kill us. Something like that. That the black rainbow is like what we strive to be. Like if we strive to be Superman with heat vision and X-ray vision and super speed and super strength and vulnerability, but would it kill us to try to get there once we get there, even if it's what we want? So the black rainbow is ultimately what we strive for. We try. I mean, this girl wants to get out. She doesn't want to be locked up in a fucking insane asylum. The scientist wants. He just wants to be the jailer. He just wants to poke and prod this girl, and he does come off as a creepy, almost like a pedo kind of guy. But he says a lot of creepy shit. But all the while, all these lines are very controlled. There's not a lot of room for ad-libbing. Everybody says what they need to say because it's what they're saying that adds to the dark, creepy emotions. Because the dark, creepy music really, it doesn't make you comfortable at all. You are not meant to feel comfortable watching like one person at a time in every shot. Every time you see him talk to his mother, the psychologist, right? You just see one person at a time. You see an extreme close-up or a close-up of their face. They're never their entire face. Maybe they're up to their nose. You'll see black and white imagery. It's very, very strange. Unlike THX, this girl knows she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to be there, but she doesn't know how to get out. But she finds a way out. She finds a way out. Somebody lets her out. And I think it's that there's an astronaut or there's a astronaut kind of looking guy that or someone that helps her. Is it a reflection of who she is? Tunnels and hallways that remind me of 1971 when I saw the 2001 movie by Stanley Kubrick. There's so much going on. Now, there's only like on two hands a number of actors, okay? On two hands, you could count the number of actors in this movie. Not a lot of people in this movie. I'm spoiling stuff, but you know, I really want you the best way you can really understand this movie is you have to watch it. I can only describe a little bit to you, because when she gets to that break room, when Elena gets to the break room, that's merely the exit. That's her way of getting outside. The exit is through there. You know, that's the gateway out. Is this break room? And it's funny because that break room, with the TV and the refrigerator and some cabinets, you know, looks like a little kitchen, but it's, you know, where employees go to break. And it looks like it's the most normal looking thing other than the neighborhood where Elena escapes to. The one thing I didn't like, I mean, you had the two drunk like youngsters going on their road trip and they're talking shit and they're being assholes or whatever. And they get killed. It was a little off-putting to see this guy shave his head, right? Take out his eye or whatever, or take out some sort of eye implant. I don't know what he was doing. It was just gross. He has a noose there, but he confronts Elena, and it's in this weird 2000s way. It's kind of strange. Ultimately, he meets his end, but it's this psychedelic drug trip. Now, there's another movie called Mandy with Nicolas Cage that I would like to see later on. And then there's a third movie called Necrocosm, which is not yet made. I think it's in the blueprint stage, but it's a more of a fantasy world with two lovers, and it's another one of these. You know, it's kind of like with Tarsem Singh. Remember when he made the Fall? no, The Wall with Jennifer Lopez, and then he did the other movie with Lee Pace, and it was the Fall, and it was a very stylistic move for Tarsum Singh. He wanted to use as little to no CGI as possible, but have everything be practical and use real world places. Here, it's almost the same thing, in which Cosmatos is using real world things, but everything is a psychedelic trip. It's like not really trying to give you the feeling of CGI fuckery without using actual CGI. No real tricks. I mean, you'll see some camera trickery or some scene trickery when she climbs through the ducts, when she gets to the rainbow pipes, which remind me a lot of the Towering Inferno, in which Paul Newman has to get from one section to the next section. And that was a 1970s movie. There's a lot to like, and I really enjoyed this. And it's worth watching again and again. I mean, it is kind of simple in its ways. And there are a couple of scenes. I'm glad that she gets out and she escapes. I mean, she has to escape. I mean, what would the story be if she could never escape? But it's the trip. And there's a little bit of gore, a little bit of blood. It is, I mean, what do you rate this movie? I mean, this movie's like, I would say it's rated R, but I don't know about NC-17, but it's just, because we have so few actors to work with here, and it's a $1.1 million budget. I mean, it was just a simple movie, and it was so effective. Madam Web was not the movie it should have been. If it was more like this, I think it'd be a weird trip. It wouldn't be a superhero movie, but it'd be a weird trip. So, if you see it on YouTube and there's the option to pay for it, because it really is. The director would really like, because it's supporting him, and he can make the third movie, Necrocosm, which is more fantasy world based, and it could be something really cool. And maybe he can direct a Masters of the Universe movie, if not Mike Lehan, or somebody who likes death metal. I want to see that kind of a movie, but for now we see the movies that are weird shit. So what's my grade? I'm going to give it an A. I'll give it an A minus, okay? Because the last scene, the last couple of scenes feel weird when it's the standoff between the Doctor and Elena, and it just looks a little weird compared to the first scenes that you see. That are, like, even in the trailer, it's really good, but then it kind of felt weird. It's like the Ares fight in Wonder Woman. So A minus, and give it a chance, and I'll review Mandy later. Alrighty? Alrighty.